Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Clackety clackety keys, clackety clackety keys, clackety keys, clackety clackety keys. General? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll find it. No worries.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, no, you are.
Wakey, wakey.
Welcome back to I'll Make a Stay Out of You, the podcast where I suddenly start the episode before Tom is ready.
No.
Yes. Hey, Tom.
Hey.
How are you doing? How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah. This week we watched Finding Stray Kids, episode 4. Which, was a departure from Australia. They're back in Korea,
right.
And they're having some games.
Yeah. Funny stuff.
It was good, right? Like, not just people walking around a city.
Yeah. They were doing some things that are, well, I mean, the first part of this, they ordered food, which, like, I've ordered food before. You've ordered food before.
But not as a competition.
No, yeah, it's certainly not as a competition.
I've almost never ordered food and then lost it.
Right. So the only person that actually got to eat anything was fucking Bangchan, because he got to.
No, the answer was absolutely no. Well, I guess he got to snack off everybody's food. So I guess you're right. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Right. That's the best kind of right.
He got, yeah, that is very accurate.
Anyway,
I love being technically correct, especially at work.
Technically
where it pisses
correct.
People off.
Yeah. Woo! It's the best. Yeah. So, we're back in action. We're watching Finding Stray Kids. I'm excited about it. Even though the episodes are long, when there are the challenges like that, I feel like our summing up of the episode will be pretty quick because, like, we don't have to go through what they went through ordering all the food and stuff. So anyway, the first thing they did was meet on a rooftop. And I was trying to remember if I've seen Stray Kids on this exact same rooftop before. And I don't remember if this is a rooftop where they met members of GOT7 at one point during the survival show, towards the end of the survival show, or if this is something that happened later, like in current time.
Oh, yes.
So I don't know. Do you remember this rooftop? Or
there have been 2 rooftops.
Uh-huh.
The only one that I can really like picture in my mind is the one where they were like having lunch or whatever with JYP when he was telling them like,
right,
you can't talk to your family anymore or whatever, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't talk to your family. Tell them to fuck themselves. No, don't do that. They're sweet people. They're nice people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I know it does happen later, but I thought that it happened earlier too. So maybe. Speaking of things that are currently happening, I probably should have listened back to this, but I believe that I'm right in remembering. So I have the world's oldest correction to make for our podcast.
Okay.
In episode 1, I think it was technically, we called it episode 0, but the one that was just all about K-pop.
The first episode of the podcast.
Yeah, the first episode, but I think I called it episode 0. It doesn't matter. Right?
Well, originally you called it episode 0, but I think you went back and
maybe
changed
you're
it
right.
to episode 1.
I think you're right. All right. Anyway, regardless, I believe in that as I was like trying to do research or whatever, and I figured out I found this phrase called sasaeng, which was like
I feel like I remember this
because it's where we talked about sausage, where we suddenly said it's like a person who is like a Westerner that's obsessed with Korean culture or whatever, like a fan of Korean culture. That's the way that I feel like I saw it used. I wrote it down that way, presented it in the episode. Now 28 episodes later, because of current events, I found out that's not the definition of that word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in current day, I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but Stray Kids were going somewhere as a group, and it was publicly available, so like fans were able to like be around to like see them and be like, "Hey, we're over here. Hi."
Yeah.
And they got mobbed. Like people like crushed into the group and knocked down one of the members. Like they had really good security around them and stuff, so they like got helped up right away, and I think everyone was fine. But like it's like not okay to like get up in people's business, especially with because like this is like prime Omicron season. Like it's super contagious.
Oh, this happened recently.
This is super recent. This is like last week. Yeah. And yeah, so the fandom kind of was upset about it, and so were some of the members, and they're not allowed to, you know, they're not going to alienate their audience, right? But like they did little things, and I feel like I want to tell you what they did, but I'm not going to.
Oh,
because I want to say it, but I like anytime I drop a hint about a specific member, you're like, oh, so that member's still there. So I just
members,
can't do it anymore.
Which members were involved in this?
No, I'm not gonna say. I can't possibly say. But anyway, so somebody got knocked down, and then when they
but did they get up again?
They got knocked down. They got up again. You ain't never gonna keep them down. So. The thing is that on another one of these events where they were walking somewhere, and a pile of fans showed up to say hi to them, it happened again.
Oh no!
like a week later, like 5 days later.
Oh
so
no.
Yeah, there's definitely some like hard feelings for like because this happened in Korea, so. Like international stays, also known as I stays, are like, okay, K stays, what's wrong with you? Leave them alone. But in this discussion came up the term sasaeng, right? Sasaeng, which spawned our whole hilarious conversation about sausage.
Sausage.
It was in our first. It was in our first trailer, but it turns out that what that actually means is like. An obsessive fan that like follows idols back to their houses, like a stalker. Yeah. So probably not appropriate to say somebody who like just enjoys Korean culture is that. So there's the correction. You're welcome, world.
So
I got to it eventually.
Sasaeng is not a good thing to be.
Correct. Yeah, you would not want to be a sasaeng. You wouldn't want to be called a sasaeng. If you're like labeled as that, like people are going to be looking out for you. Like security's going to be looking out for you. Like, right. This is a bad. It's a bad.
I do not follow like anything really. Like this group Stray Kids is probably like the most like intimate knowledge I have about anything that's, you know, pop culture or whatever.
The podcast is working.
Well, just because like I don't care, you know, about people in general.
Take that, people.
Or just like I don't care about YouTubers. I don't care about Twitch streamers. I don't care about celebrities. I just don't care. That's not my thing. I like so many other things. I don't have time for that. But I was like scrolling through Reddit and I saw this post where it was posted on like unpopular opinions. And this guy was like, I don't think Pete Davidson's attractive at all. And then like he went into it. Like I was like, okay, like that's just like your opinion, man. You know?
Yeah.
Like, and then he was like, I get like that he, you know, people think he's funny and all this, but he's got this and that and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what Kim Kardashian sees in him and this and that. And like the top comment for this thread summed up how I feel for the most part. He was like, you're way too obsessed with celebrity culture and you have a problem and you need to like take a step back. and not care about these things so much. And I was like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I feel. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, like, I see like posts and stuff on Reddit and Twitter that try to like push things about like, hey, this dude who's hanging out with Kim Kardashian. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Good for them. It's the same thing like in K-pop culture. There's this whole thing about like idols not recently there was another. I think we've talked about that there was an idol in a group who was like, hey, I'm getting married, my girlfriend's pregnant, and nobody knew that they had a girlfriend because they just hide their relationships,
right? And
it's like, and definitely there were probably fans that were upset by this, that it happened, and I'm just like, they don't even need to hide it from me. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, date, that's fine. And I know, okay, coming from like a straight dude or whatever, like, oh yeah, of course, but like, I don't know, like, they're just people. Like, they can date, they can like see people. Like, I don't understand why when there's like certain elements of fandoms that are just like would get upset about an idol that they like dating someone.
Well, I think it's like I think it's just kind of like along it's ruining the fantasy. Like,
right.
There are these boob streamers on Twitch that like they cannot say on stream or in their bio or whatever if they have a boyfriend, because they're selling, what people want from them is to sell the image that they're single and available to the viewers. Right. So if you're like this attractive person in any capacity and you let people know that you're not available, then those people aren't going to be interested and not, follow you.
It just seems like a weirdly like toxic relationship to have with your fans.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, like, yeah. I'm not, but I mean, again, I don't care about that stuff. So like, if I am watching you, if I am interested in, whatever you're doing, whether it's YouTube or Twitch or whatever, it's because I want the content, not you as a person. Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's I definitely understand enjoying a personality more than content necessarily. Although I don't know, because I was thinking like, I enjoy narrow boat YouTubers, right? Where it's basically, I don't know if we've talked about it on the podcast before. In England, there's a vast canal system, and there's people who have these tiny boats that can cruise around the canals at like 3 miles an hour, which is slower than your walking speed.
Yep.
And they just putt along, and a lot of them make videos of them going down the canals, and it's super relaxing to watch, and I enjoy it. I fall asleep to it all the time. It's great. And I definitely have like favorites. Like, so I like narrow boating in general. I like narrow boaters. But like, there are certain personalities that like I dig more than others. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like the personality is part of the content. But what I mean is like I found this YouTuber recently named Billiam. And I sent you a video of his that talked about Digimon, I think, and like I just I've watched a few of his videos and I really liked it. But if I found out tomorrow that like Billiam has like a wife and 3 kids, I wouldn't give a shit because I'm not watching his content for his life. I'm watching his content for the way that he produces it and presents it.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't know, but it still seems weird in a way, just because I like, even if I feel like even if you love these boys and you want to put their photo cards and posters and stuff up on your wall and you want to see their pretty faces, it's not like they stop doing that when they're dating.
Yeah.
Like, they're still doing that for you. They're still going to be creating content, talking directly with their fans, talking directly like with our boys, Stray Kids. They're going to talk directly to Stay into the camera. They're going to say nice things to you. They're going to talk to you. They're going to counsel you for your depression. That happens. We'll get to that someday. It's a good video, but it's just like, I just find it strange I don't know. I find it really weird that that people can get that possessive of someone they don't know. Like a parasocial relationship that strong is odd and should be dealt with somehow. But like I think that's why they have a difference between, you know, an actual like sasayang and just like somebody who's super into a group, I guess.
Right.
And not to say that everybody, because like I don't know, I feel like there's a certain amount of normality. If you're let's say under I don't know how to put a number on this, 23, is that too high? I feel like it's normal to have like a really strong celebrity crush and like put a lot of hopes and dreams on that person, because like you're just experiencing an external relationship and trying to find your way in the world, right? Like you haven't figured out who you are yet, and that's fine. I don't think that there's anything toxic or harmful about that if you're like 16 and you're just like, yeah, that guy, he's my boyfriend. Changbin, I love his pecs. He's my boyfriend now. But it does become weird if like, yeah, like you might cringe at that when you're 30, but you might laugh about it. I don't know.
Well,
is Changbin your boyfriend?
Yeah,
Tom?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
We text all the time, you know.
Yeah. You have him on Bubble?
No. I don't need to use Bubble to talk to him. I have his phone number.
Oh, yeah. I see.
No, okay.
So next time that you deploy, you're going to go to Korea, I assume then.
Oh, I hope so.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we've been making plans for when that happens. You know.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, we're gonna have to record a lot of episodes before then.
I guess like ultimately I don't know. I never had anything like that.
Yeah.
As a wee lad or teenager, or young adult or anything, and I still don't. But I guess mainly because like I don't understand. There's got to be like some sort of psychology behind this, right? And I'm sure there's been studies about like why people care about it, because it's like it's so huge in modern culture. I feel like to care about, like you walk through the grocery, like when you the checkout aisle at the grocery store, and like all those magazines there are just like, oh, Jennifer Aniston and
celebrity
this and that.
And
it's just like clearly they are selling this to somebody.
Yeah.
And I just don't get it, because I don't understand the fascination with any amount of celebrity. And I'm talking like movie stars, football players, you know, like sports people, doctors, like who gives, they're fucking people and they do a thing and that's it. Like I know a lot of names, like I know a lot of actors' names, because I enjoy the content that I've seen from them, like in the form of movies and TV shows and stuff. But beyond that, I couldn't give a shit. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't get that. I don't understand the fascination of being into somebody's personal life. And like I feel like I can't remember who it was. Like one actor I remember reading something that was like, I don't know, they were like, you know, why don't we know like all this stuff about you? And he's like, because you fucking shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, like that's my, go watch my movie and then leave me the fuck alone. Like,
yeah. There's a few actors that are like that, but yeah, I agree with them. Like that's definitely how it should be in a lot of ways. Obviously with K-pop, it's a little different. Like the product that they provide is a lot of the content that we watch. Like it's all of these things. It's vlogs and interviews, and it's not just we put out an album and some music videos and you buy tickets to our concerts. Like there's more to it. And that's fine. Like but yeah, I don't know. I feel like that people should probably put a limit on where that parasocial relationship ends, because I feel like it's important, but I don't know. But as you point out, like I feel like I want to say that like when we're experiencing this whole K-pop thing and I see like the kind of crazy shit happen in modern times, it feels like recent and like, it feels like something new. But as you said, like, you know, celebrity reporting and magazines, they've been around since I was a kid. I mean, people have been reporting on stuff like that for a long time. Yeah. Tiger Beat magazine reporting on everything Jonathan Taylor Thomas was doing as a child. So like, it's not new.
Right.
It's been going on since before the internet. I think the internet just makes people more accessible, and that's how we get influencers. So
yeah.
I don't know.
These so-called like that's the thing.
Right.
I no matter what kind of fame I will ever have, if I have any, I will never call myself an influencer, because I don't think that it's anyone's right to claim influence. If you have given influence, right, then that's fine, you know, especially if it's like positive influence, but never present yourself like, I am an influencer. My job is to cause people to think a certain way. I think the most that you should do is just present, you know, whatever it is you're trying to sell or whatever, or just give freely, like your opinions and whatnot, and then let people make up their own fucking minds, or you know, whatever. They don't sell this thing where you're saying, this is what's hot right now, I'm wearing this t-shirt and you should buy it because like this is what people like, when it's purely fabricated. What you should instead say is, and I know like obviously this doesn't work in the marketing world of influencers and all that, but if I were to do the exact same thing, what I would say is, I just bought this shirt, this is why I like it, I don't care what you do from there. You know?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I get the sense that the name influencer came about just because people who got famous on YouTube got tired of trying to describe to boomers what YouTube was. And so they just were like, yeah, I'm an influencer. And they were like, oh, okay, I get it. And it's like, all right, fair enough, yeah. But obviously it's spread to more than that. So anyway, yeah. So the world's longest, I'm setting world records for corrections in podcasting. So there you go.
Man, what an influencer.
Yeah, I'm an influencer. Look, if I influence one person to become a stay, or just to enjoy more Stray Kids content, then I'm happy. I'm happy with what I've done. So it's good. That's
very influential and inspiring of you.
Well, I'm an inspiring person.
Man, speaking of inspiring, all right, I know we've gone way off track, but I just want to tell this story.
Okay.
And it's a little bit of a self-flex, but I don't really care. Like about this, so don't read too much into it.
Okay.
Lately at work, I've been seeing a lot of emails with people, like, you know, at the end of an email, like in an official capacity, there's usually like who the person is, what their role is, maybe some contact information. Like that's a standard signature for an email.
Sure. Well, yeah.
Another like you know, mildly common thing that people do with their signatures is they have like a quote. You know, like, some famous,
yeah, I've seen it.
You know, just like whatever. I can't think of any examples because I like I said, I don't give a shit.
Right, okay, all right.
But I don't know. I've just seen a surge of them lately. In like and I get a lot of emails because I'm like on a lot of mailing lists and stuff at work, and so like I see a bunch of emails where people are like having these signatures with these like quotes for some reason. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do this ironically. So I changed my signature. I added a little quote to my signature.
Uh-huh.
I have two signatures. One is like when I compose emails, it gives you like all of my stuff. And then when I reply to emails, it's just like a little short version of that. Yeah. So I have my composition, signature quote is quote, that was inspiring, end quote. And then underneath it's
Jesus Christ.
Underneath it's mine, you know, like tack my name, comma, upon hearing an inspirational quote.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fuck.
So that's going out on all of my official emails now. And then if I reply, my reply signature quote is quote, inspirational quote, end quote.
Oh my God. Jesus. I honestly thought you were when you were telling this story, I thought that you were going to quote yourself from our podcast.
Well,
that's what I was expecting.
Now I technically will be.
That's true. That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
You did it. You've done it. You have to change nothing. No further effort needed.
By quoting myself about the quotes that I made myself, I am now officially technically quoting myself on the quote that I wrote for myself to quote.
Don't be fooled by the quotes that he wrote.
Quoteception. Yeah, as it were.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I think that song is 20 years old or 25 years old now. Jenny from the Block. Do you know that song by
Never
J-Lo?
heard it.
Well, that's because you were like 2 when it came out or whatever.
I also don't care about J-Lo.
Well, it was just a popular song, and I had MTV, so it just came on.
Yeah,
it wasn't for me.
I was more into like Ricky Martin and Shania Twain.
Yeah, you were living La Vida Loca.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're like 30 minutes into this recording session. Let's get into the episode.
Should we talk about what actually happened? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happened. Okay. So first thing, they had a game. And what they were going to do is they all were going to order delivery food. I've seen this happen before. I feel like I've seen it happen before on something different. But they're all going to order food. And then like there's going to be like a punishment for... I think normally it's like the person whose food gets there last.
Well, they didn't say the rules. Beforehand.
Right, exactly. The production team did not give them the rules, which I thought was genius. It was great. So everybody's scrambling. They're all ordering food. Felix took fucking forever. The menu that him and Bangchan had down at the end of the table didn't have any restaurants in the area that they were in, and so they were like using a paper menu, like a bunch of well, I've already said boomers in this episode, but boomers, and they're just like flipping through the yellow pages, going like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I can't find a restaurant." They're not actually wasn't actually yellow pages. It was just like a bunch of menus. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So everybody else used apps.
Well, let me interject real quick here because like those paper menu things, I think is funny because I ordered from a like Anna and I got DoorDash one day. And the delivery, like in the bag, there was like the paper menu that was like, call and order, place your order. Yeah. Using this number. And like, here's the menu. And I'm like, I obviously know the fucking menu. How do you think I ordered this food?
Yeah. But they did that because then DoorDash doesn't take a cut of the delivery.
I see. Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I got my restaurants that put that in there too. And then I constantly do it anyway. I keep order like. There's a restaurant that's like down the road from us, like not far, and they deliver from themselves. Like their own drivers do their delivery. And I was rushing because like we had to get the food ordered because the kids needed to eat. Like children gotta eat. You can't not feed kids. So I was like rushing to get it ordered, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna get on Uber Eats, I'm gonna order it. And I ordered it, and then after I placed the order, I was like, oh shit. This is the place that like they do their own delivery. So like Uber Eats doesn't even track it. You can't find out how long it is till it gets delivered. Like you don't got any information. Oh. So I was just like, and then it took forever to get here, which was really annoying. And they were like, Jeanette had to call them twice. And the second time they were like, oh yeah, he was supposed to go to you guys first, but he didn't. He went to Austin first.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, great. Cool. Really cool of him to do. We're like literally 2 minutes down the road. Right. And he went to a different city, basically. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so, I don't know. I wish I would have done it the other way. You can even order it on their website. I just forgot. Doesn't matter. So I would have lost at this game. But so they start getting their orders in. I think Sungmin was first, right? He got his food first. And then you don't remember?
No.
Okay, well I'm pretty sure it was Sungmin. Sungmin didn't order very much, but that's probably a little bit of it. Felix was it Felix? Yeah, Felix was the last person to get his order in, but Bangchan was a close second to last. And it just took Felix a long time. Felix ended up ordering Burger King, which I think is really funny.
Mm-hmm.
But when the food all arrived, the production team then gave them the actual rules, which was the winner is the person who got the most amount of individual items. So sides count, sauces count, whatever's in your bag, they counted. And the winner whose food got there last was Bongchun. And his prize was that he got to go through and pick among all the different foods and he got a lettuce wrap and put up just meat and different things from different people's order and then ate it. So awesome. He got to eat. Then the production team says, okay, we're going to have another game. And this game is we're going to go around from each member and we're going to show you a picture of a celebrity. And if you have to name that celebrity in a short amount of time, as fast as you can. But if you're wrong, or if you can't name it in time, then one of the items on the table goes. You lose it. Mm-hmm. No food for that. So they start counting down. They start going. It gets to Felix. Felix was in Sydney until he was like 16 or 17 or whatever. So he doesn't know any Korean celebrities, and every time it gets to Felix, they just start losing, and they're just like losing constantly. They're like losing items off of the table.
Yeah.
The production team takes pity on them and decides to change the game to now being you have to name a thing. They're going to describe something and you have to name it. I don't remember exactly how that game worked, but whatever. Was that I feel like there were 3 games, right? Am I crazy? There was the celebrities, and then they had to name items, like specific items.
Yeah.
Yes, because they showed a picture of nail clippers, which Sungmin then said tooth, and they were like, "What? No, it's not tooth." Yeah.
Oh yeah, so, and then the third game was like the wordplay thing.
Yeah, there was the third game was wordplay, and
Woojin
used a Japanese borrowed word of daisuki. And they were like, you can't use a borrow word, and then and that was the last item that they had. So they got no food.
Convinced management
staff
to let them have it again. And
then, to go one more time, yeah.
And then what was it? Oh yeah, they said auto, and he said rapper.
Yeah, he said
and then they were like, that's
rapper.
Yeah, that's not a thing. And then like everyone, like all the kids were like, no. There's like a very well known rapper named Otto. That's where he was. That's what he was thinking.
Yeah. Like this is all gonna roll with it. Yeah, it was good. So nobody ate. And then we got confused for a moment there because suddenly they're like inside a house. There's cameras everywhere. I've seen them do this kind of thing before, so I kind of knew what I was in for. But Tom was very confused because he's like, I don't understand, because they just basically went from like, oh, we're gonna eat, we're playing this game, and then they're just literally sitting around a house. Some people just laying on each other, and laying in bed. Then they start to get suspicious of each other and start to feel like, hey, there's a game that's going to happen. So has it started yet?
Yeah.
And they're immediately being suspicious of anything anyone's doing. Oh, you're laying down? You're laying down too much. Why are you laying down? Do you have a challenge right now? Are you playing a game?
Yeah.
Do you need to get up off that couch or else? So they start actually calling people in. They start with Changbin and giving them missions. And so they're getting little missions. Changbin's turns out to be he needed to get a member to say that they love him. Which is amazing. Especially with how it turned out.
Yeah.
Did not go well.
No, it did not work.
Yeah, how does that make you feel as a stan for Changbin?
I love him.
Yeah. This, you know what? He would have won if it was you.
Yeah. I like the one response that who was that? Was that Han? That was like, your misery brings me happiness.
No, that was Sungmin. That is 100% Sungmin action. Like, oh man, when he did that and then he has the biggest smile ever. I'm just like, oh God, put Sungmin in my veins right now.
Yeah.
That's awesome. See, that is what I was talking about in the previous episode. That is a bias wrecking moment. His smile is deviousness of him going like, your misery makes me happy. I'm like, yes, Sungmin, I love you. Fuck yes.
What was the other thing he said when Changbin was like, do you love me? He was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, and then he's like, okay, take 4 steps back. All right, take 1 more step back. Okay, now leave the room.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's so good. Our other moments that I can't say wrecked my bias because I love Lino a lot at this point. He's so funny. Ian went into the room to get his mission, and his mission was that they were gonna give him a bunch of eggs, and he had to protect them.
He could have played it so differently because, like,
he could have.
Like, what he should have done is he kept the eggs in the pillow. What he should have done is he should have put the eggs like in his waist, like behind, in his back, like in his waistband, and then use the pillow as a decoy.
As a decoy, right? Yes, absolutely. No, I 100% agree. Instead, he was like, "Can I take this pillow?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And he just like puts the pillow on top of the egg carton. And then walks out and looking all fucking suspicious. And everybody's there. Everybody's just in the living room when he walks out the door with the eggs and the pillow. And they're like, what's that pillow? And just, he gets mobbed by people. Everybody jumps on him and just give him a shakedown. And then Lino finds the egg carton, grabs it and goes, you have to protect these eggs. And just runs straight to the kitchen and dumps them all in the sink. Breaks all the eggs. It was the greatest moment of all of Finding Stray Kids so far. I fucking loved it. I was like, you are fucking hilarious. Like, so good. Jesus Christ, Lino. No chill. 0 chill on that boy. Ah, so good.
And then when he comes out, he's like, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Yeah, Ian was not.
Ian's like, you didn't give me 5 minutes.
Yeah. On second thought, production, maybe it was a bad idea to have everyone go over to get their mission right in front of the other members.
Right.
Maybe in the future they'll change that. Hint, hint, wink, wink, they do. At least in another one where I've seen them get missions. They definitely do not have them.
Like, yeah, it kind of like... It kills the fun... in some ways, but it's also hilarious.
The chaos,
right? Yeah. The chaos it skyrockets.
Yeah, absolutely, so good. Yeah. I don't even remember what Bang Chun's what his thing was that he was supposed to do. But he like came out with just his hands up, and everybody was like, "We got to get his hands down," and they like tried to pull his hands down and like try to make him do all kinds of stuff. And then they thought maybe that's a decoy. We'll check his pockets, like just doing all kinds of shit, trying to figure out what it. And like the only person who tried to work with anyone was. Well, I don't know. Does everybody trust Sungmin? I feel like that must be what's going on, because Hunjin was like, "Hey, Sungmin, come here. Come into this room. I want to talk to you. I want to find out. We should work together. Let's work a deal so that we both win, right?" And they went into a room and talked for a little bit. I still don't know what the result of that conversation was. And then later, Changbin and Sungbin talked, which we already talked about. But nobody else was like, "Hey, let's try and work together." Like nobody else tried to do that, and I'm surprised because like. It seems like an obvious way, like if you can find a member that you trust not to, I don't know, let's say grab all your eggs and dump them in the sink, then like perhaps you might find someone who could help you get through your mission.
Right.
So you don't lose and that you get to make it out on the other side. Speaking of which, we don't know who made it out on the other side because we're not going to find out till the next episode.
Yeah, the episode ended and I was like, oh man, they... Like, this doesn't always happen, but this is how I have watched a lot of episodes of Attack on Titan lately. Because
spoilers.
We're like, well, no, not spoilers, because I haven't.
Don't tell me anything.
What season are you on?
I'm in. I think I'm on like the 3rd episode of the last season.
Oh well, you're a lot further than me because I have only ever finished season 1.
Oh, I see. All right.
But like I don't really remember a whole lot of it, so we're going back because like Anna's like, hey, we're gonna have to watch the new stuff that's coming out.
Yeah,
which I think she's doing on her own, but she's like, I want you to do it. So we're going back and
you definitely should. It's worth it.
Well, we're rewatching season 1, and like, but of course, like I don't remember a whole lot, but at the end of every episode, like something is happening where I'm like, I gotta know more, and then we watch.
Yeah. They get you on the cliff.
I don't know what episode we're on, like 11 or 12, but the ending of it is like, oh my god, it is probably the most like cliffhanger of an episode that we've come to so far, where I'm like, it's killing me that I haven't
been able to watch
that. I haven't seen the next episode. I mean, I could have, but I was like, but I gotta balance my time. Like there's stuff I want to do up here in the office, and
right,
I can't.
You gotta
watch
Stray Kids. Right. You gotta listen to Stray Kids.
Yeah.
To get hyped today, during the day while I was working, I just like watched a bunch of Stray Kids reactions, listened to a bunch of Stray Kids music. Like I'm ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. Attack on Titan's really good.
Well, I mean, like eventually I'll get there, but like if it weren't for those cliffhangers, I probably would be like, I'd be content to watch like 1 or 2 episodes a night instead of like binging as much as we had. Like we watched, I don't know, like 6 episodes tonight.
Oh wow! Jesus.
After like I got home, I made dinner, and then we sat down and watched the show, and like I just kept being like, yeah, well, I'll watch another one, and then it got to that one, and I looked at the time, and I was like, fuck, man, I gotta go upstairs,
Yeah, it's. I mean, at least with watching an anime like that, they're decently short episodes.
Yeah.
The show that we've been binging recently is The Expanse. That show is
The Expanse is awesome.
We are on the final episode of season 5.
Oh wow, yeah, you're much further than me. I have seen 2 or 3 episodes of season 2. That's as far as I've gone.
Dude, it's awesome. Jeanette just started reading the books because like once we started watching again, like we were in season 4, I think at the very beginning of season 4. And so we basically been watching like a few episodes a night and staying up till like 1, which like, if you watch me post in the Wordle chat.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that why you fucking posted your Wordle at 2 a.m.?
Yes, that is why. Because we were up watching The Expanse, of course.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was like, I saw that, like, I don't know, like, I woke up in the middle of the night or something. And I looked at my phone to, like, because, if I wake up to not my alarm, I want to know how much time I have to continue sleeping.
Yeah.
So I look at my phone and I see you've posted in the Discord at 2 a.m. and I'm like, why is he doing his Wordle at 2 a.m.? Why is he even up at 2 a.m.? Or,
because I can't sleep.
What is 1 a.m. for you? But yeah.
It's because we've just been watching just a metric shitload of The Expanse. Like, some episodes are just over an hour long, and we're just like, let's watch the next one.
Right.
let's just do it. Like last night, I was like, I knew that today, because tomorrow there's supposed to be like a big old fucking storm in Texas, right? Like it's gonna be a winter storm, and I hadn't taken down my Christmas lights yet. Like I had started to take down all the Christmas decorations. I got some of them put away, but then like I just been busy at work and I just haven't had the time. So during my lunch today, I knew I was going to go and take them down because I didn't want them to get all knocked down and fucked up from the storm.
Yeah.
And
because they might not get up again.
Yeah, right, exactly. And so I wanted to like make sure I was like, I'm just gonna take a shower at night so that I can like start work earlier and whatever, like, be clean without having to like wait, And so I
don't know what you're trying to.
I took a shower at night instead of taking a shower the following morning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
just the way you did not explain that very well.
I'm sorry. But so that's what I did, and I did everything as expected. However, like, I did the Wordle at like 1 a.m. or whatever, and then took a shower at 1 a.m. and then the kids woke up at 6 and then 7, and I was like, oh, goodbye sleep. I hardly knew ye. No, I was fine. Jeanette is a sweetheart, and she let me sleep till like 9. I just like put on
9,
not narrow boats. I put on what the fuck was I watching? Oh, Time Team. It's a British show about archaeology. It's great.
Nice.
Sausage. Anyway, so they're cruising along, they're doing their missions. Whose missions have we Felix got the mission to lay down in the living room for an hour. He got found out. He did not win. Han had to collect 5 accessories from the members. He was doing okay for a while there.
Yeah, he had a pretty good strategy, but
he had a really good strategy. He's a good gamer, if you will.
Yeah, very poggers of him.
Very poggers. He's been drinking some monsters. He came out and what Monster Energy drink? It's the gamer drink.
No, it's Mountain Dew. Remember we talked about this.
Baja you're Blast. Right. Oh no, it's not Baja Blast. It's regular. Baja Blast is trash. Anyway, so he decided he would come out and say like, hey,
maybe you're thinking of Monster because I told you that I had to.
That
today.
You're correct. That is exactly why. He came out and he said that the production team said that their necklaces were making noise in the microphones, and so everybody had to take off their necklace. And his mission was to collect 5 accessories from the members, and so he started to get people to take their necklaces off, and then he was like slowly like taking them from them and then putting them into this little like lamp, like glass,
like a cup of a lamp,
like a cup, yeah. And then he put one in there, and I think Changbin saw him do it.
Yeah.
Like put a ring in there, and he was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he runs over to it and pulls all of them out.
Yeah.
And so Han did not win. Definitely didn't win. So, yeah.
I don't know why he was
wasn't allowed to talk
in the lamp. Like,
I get the sense.
I don't pocket.
I don't think it was from his mission, but I would think he was afraid because of how paranoid everyone would be that if somebody checked his pockets, they would find all the accessories.
Right.
But
yeah. Fair enough.
Not that it worked out for him.
Yeah.
I mean, like
he just needed to be a little more. I love his excuse too. He's like, I just have a habit of stealing from people.
Yeah, I have a habit of stealing. Yeah. Oh man, it was so good.
Like that's gonna get him in the clear.
Yeah, hey, it could work. He said it with a lot of conviction. So it could have gone. Lino had to keep a 50-piece puzzle intact. And he's tucked it in the back of his shirt and then took a piece of luggage as a decoy. And he brought it out, but as we mentioned, IN was going to show him no favors. And actually, the person who saw it was Bangchan on the floor.
Yeah,
he noticed the square back of Lino, and
which is surprising because everyone else was there, like hounding him for the luggage.
Yeah,
and it was the guy that was nowhere near him that was like, "There's something on his back," and then everyone else was like, "What?"
Yeah, but they pulled the puzzle out and then smashed it and knocked all the pieces off. And technically his mission was to have it intact, and so he was just kind of like slowly, like he was like slow playing it. He was putting the puzzle back together, like trying to put it back together. Yeah. But he was just like, nah, I'm just fucking around, But I think Hyunjin was like, oh, I'm gonna pick this up and then throw it in the trash can or whatever, and then Lino was just, he tried to act a little butthurt about it, and Hyunjin was like, fine, I guess it's not his mission to put it back. But I still don't think he got the puzzle done. But no. We'll find out in the next episode. Yeah.
Because he didn't throw it away. He just put it back down.
Right, he put it back down, so he could have gone right back to it. They didn't really show us what happened from that point forward because most of the end of the episode was them showing everybody try and tickle Woojin to make him laugh. So, yeah.
Because he's not allowed to make noise.
He's not allowed to make noise. Yeah, that was his mission. So.
Yeah.
It's fun. I still don't know what Sungmin's mission was. No idea. I mean, he was like laying down on couches, but like Sungmin is an agent of chaos.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
He really is.
He was making people taste pepper before
No,
the
that was
mission.
Lino.
Oh, that was Lino.
That was
Right.
Lino. Yeah, no, both of them on these type of shows are just chaos agents. Like they're like chaotic evil. Like if they're on the chart, they're chaotic evil. They will just do things to fuck with people, and then the people will be like, "Wait, that wasn't part of your mission?" And they'll be like, "No." And they're like, "Well, then why did you do it?" And then they just kind of like shrug and smile. They're just like, "I don't know, it's fun."
I just have this habit of stealing from people.
I have a habit of stealing from people. I have a habit of trying to get people to eat this chili. Like, I don't know. It's so good. I can't wait to watch more. We're getting there. We are crushing and a cruising. And we only have 3. We're over the hump.
Yeah.
Okay, this was episode 4 of Finding Stray Kids. There's only 7. So we just got 3
Nice.
more and we are done. And then we get to open a new album.
Oh shit!
I know. I'm excited. You know what? One of the songs I listened to earlier is the title track from that album. So,
my every song I've ever liked since I've subscribed to Spotify playlist was on when I was at work
and it's
today.
like Stray Kids, Stray Kids, Stray Kids, Stray Kids.
No, a couple Stray Kids songs came on. School Life and
good one.
Yeah came on.
Man, all pre-debut. Wow.
Well, it's my.
That's good. I mean, like, I like them. So yeah,
like I said,
you've probably listened
it's
to them
my
more.
it's my every song I've ever liked since I've subscribed to Spotify back in like what 2000 whenever Spotify came out. I had an account, so like this is a very large playlist.
I bet
on shuffle, and it's just like, and I'm surprised even 2 songs from Stray Kids came on because it's a large playlist.
Yeah, I'll take a large farva. Yeah, I was listening to a lot.
I don't want a large farva. I want a liter of cola.
I want a liter of cola. Yeah, there you go. Are people gonna get that reference? I don't know. Super Troopers isn't that old. I reference movies older than that, like The Running Man.
Yeah. But I think the different
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire. It was on Netflix. I think I was like scrolling through Netflix and it was like right there, and I was like,
The Running Man?
No, Jerry Maguire.
Oh, Jerry Maguire. Okay,
but so this is before you had said it in. You said it in Discord, right? And
yeah.
And then, but like, so like I had seen it on Netflix while I was scrolling through, like, I don't know, maybe a day earlier. And then Anna just out of nowhere goes, "What's Jerry Maguire?" And I was like, "Well, why?" And she's like, "I don't know, something about Jerry Maguire." And I was like, "Are you on Netflix right now, or like you want to watch? What's going on here?" It was just like really strange timing.
Context for the listener. Here's what happened. Do I even remember what happened? I was talking with my wife about something. We were just like talking, and I referenced Jerry Maguire, and I was like, "Man, I can't believe that this movie's that old and that people don't know what this movie is anymore." And then she was like, I've never seen Jerry Maguire. I don't know what that is." And I was just like, I'm so old. And no, the thing that really got me was she goes, "Well, I don't know, didn't that come out in like 1986?" And I was like, "Oh no, it came out in the 90s."
96.
Yeah, 96. She was 10 years off. And either way, I came out feeling really old, and and it really hurt me in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm not gonna say it, so don't worry.
Well,
I'm trying to find it. I'm literally gonna go back in the history to be like, what happened?
Oh well, you just said I scrolled up. It's not that far up. It says you say, "At the risk of feeling even older, Jeanette has never seen Jerry Maguire." And then Anna says, "I just had to ask Tom what/who that even is."
Oh God. And
then you sent the "show me the money" gif.
Yeah. Right, yeah, the "show me the money" gif. Yeah, because what I was trying to say to Jeanette at the time was just like, yeah, it's like a cultural touchstone. Like
Right.
I thought that everybody saw this movie.
Well,
like it was like the biggest thing ever.
Even if you haven't seen it, you
Like,
have
you know
you
the
know the
things.
quotes, right? Like
Right.
like show me the money.
Yeah.
Maybe
Show me the money and you complete me.
You complete me. Is that from?
Yes, that's from Jerry
from
Maguire.
I guess for
It's
me,
referenced in a lot of stuff,
right,
especially in some comedies around that time.
So for me, that is from Night at the Roxbury, which I guess is
it was a reference
referencing
to
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I knew that it was right because like they do the whole thing, like it's the whole fucking scene where they're like getting back together as brothers, you know, and like they're just fucking shooting off movie quotes the whole time.
Yeah.
You had me at hello, you know.
You had me at hello, yeah. That's also from Jerry Maguire.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Okay, serious question. This is important. You've seen Half Baked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Do you remember when they in that movie when he says that he's gonna quit his job and he goes, "Who's coming with me?" Who was that? That's
Was it it wasn't Dave Chappelle. Was it the guy who worked at the fucking
the mega stoner guy who's now like a weirdo conservative comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't go well for him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, but like he said like he like quit. He like made a big fit about it and was like, "Who's coming with me?" And then the girl was like, "I will, I guess." And then she like goes with him, and then they go and sell pot or whatever. Like, that's what the movie is. That scene
is from Jerry
also
Maguire.
A reference to Jerry Maguire.
Right.
Like it was like a huge thing. Like it got referenced everywhere. So yeah, I don't know. It's just anyway. I felt like weird, and then I realized it was in '96, and that's a long fucking time ago. And then I feel ancient and old.
Well, yeah, it was only like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, the 90s were 10 years ago, and I don't have to worry about it. I mean, what was the fucking... I saw on Reddit, I saw a TIL today. Oh, it was like TIL that in the 2000s, somebody tried to put a bomb in their shoe and go on an airplane, and but they weren't able to light it. And I was like, what do you mean TIL? That's why we take our shoes off at the airport. Like, everybody knows that. And then I realized, like, oh no, it's been like 20 years since that happened. Oh God.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know that's why we take our shoes off. I just figured
oh God, Jesus Christ.
I just figured that's like the, part of the fucking whole, like, I don't know. It makes sense that there's a reason behind taking your shoes off, but I figured that was just a part of the scanning in process, that is just, I guess, well, let me tell you this. I never took a flight before. Well, I took maybe one flight before 9/11. So my experience with airports has always been post 9. Well, other than that one, I took one flight from like I don't know. What was the nearest airport to me at that time? Little Rock. A flight from Little Rock, Arkansas to Dallas, Texas. Like, it was like a nothing flight, and I was super young. The only thing that I remember about it is that the pressure really fucked with me, and I couldn't hear right for the next like week, and I hated it, and I was like, I'll never fly again. And then 9/11 happened, years later.
Right.
So yeah, most like 99% of my airport experience is post 9/11. So I just figured,
wow,
okay, this all makes sense because people think everything's crazy at airports now. So
yeah, no, it was specifically because that there was also an underwear bomber, which is maybe it was like no bomb went off. Like the whole story with the guy with the shoes was that like he was walking around and sweaty and nervous, and so the water from his sweat prevented it from going off. But yeah, like it wasn't that long after 9/11. It was like a few years after. But yeah, it's crazy to me that people don't remember it. But then I also know that there are full-grown adults and maybe even people this year who can drink that that wouldn't remember that. Like, just wouldn't know that because I mean, that's true for people for 9/11 in general, right? Like, okay, at risk of dating myself, which I'm old. All right, it's fine. It's fine for me to be old. When I was in high school, when I was a junior, I drove to the airport to go and see my then girlfriend, who was returning from Italy, to go and see her at the airport. I wasn't picking her up. I was just going to like, hey, welcome back. You were flying internationally, you know.
And you
like,
went
kind of
to the terminal?
And I went to the terminal.
Right.
Yeah.
Or the gate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was at the gate.
Right.
Her dad was there too because he was there to pick her up. But yeah.
Now you can't do that.
You cannot even. Yeah, you have to have a ticket to get through security.
Right.
Yeah, it was. It's crazy to think about that. That was like it was pretty relaxed back then.
Yeah.
Like
I remember doing that. I remember like my cousin came to visit us, and when we went to pick her up at the airport, like we went to the gate. I remember that.
Yeah. Crazy though. You can't do that.
I hate the security like checkpoints. In some airports they just make no sense. Like Anna and I were going through. We were going through one. Well, and this isn't necessarily the fault of the security, but it's what the USO is.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's generally a USO at most like major airports, and so we had a layover. Oh, I think it was in fucking in our layover in Florida to when we were going to Spain. It was like a several hour layover, right?
Jesus.
And so I was like, oh, like no big deal, we'll just go to the USO, because we can just go in there. They've got like free snacks for us and shit, and they got Wi-Fi, and we can just find a couch or something to chill on while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
But the USO there at this airport was like before security, but we flew in there, so we would have had to like leave the area to get to the USO and then go back through security. So I was like, fuck that. Like, fuck this. This is stupid. I had to call them and like find out because on the map it was like, go here. And I went there and I didn't see anything. And so I called them. I was like, hey, like we just landed here. I'm trying to find you guys. Like, where are you? And they're like, oh, we're on the outside of security. And I'm like, well, guess I'm not going there. It's fucking stupid.
Fuck that.
If security was just not there, it would have been no big deal. Or if the USO would have moved, into like
just go to Burger King, put up your iPad and watch Hot Rod.
Yeah, you could do that too.
That's what you got to do.
No, never mind.
Hot Rod, good movie.
Hot
We
Rod.
watched it in Las Vegas. Hot Rod.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's too bad that we weren't watching Stray Kids then because they didn't exist because that was before they existed. But we watch Stray Kids now. Not
probably,
as people.
probably not.
We
as
existed.
people.
You were there. We were there.
No.
You were there.
Stray Kids, like before Stray Kids existed. As
No,
people.
yeah, no, they existed as people.
Yeah, I think that was only like 8 years ago, 8 or 9 maybe.
I don't know. The oldest member of Stray Kids is Woojin. Woojin. Birth date. Let's see. 1997. April 8th, 1997.
Wow.
So, you could have been in Stray Kids. Like,
yeah, I guess. I wasn't born in 97.
Well, you probably would have been. No, there's other people who were born. Jeanette's brother was born in 96, so he's pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
You could have been in a third gen K-pop group though, so you missed the boat on that.
Oh well.
Too bad.
Yeah.
It's too bad. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm also white, so
I don't discriminate.
Hey, let me ask you something. Maybe you know the answer. I mean,
sure.
I could easily Google it. Why is it called Caucasian? Is it because of the Caucasus Mountains?
The Caucasus Mountains. Yeah.
Okay, but like, why does that apply to everyone? I mean,
it shouldn't.
Like white people, not everyone.
Yeah. No, it shouldn't, and it's because not every person with fair skin is from the Caucasus. I mean, like there are many people from Japan who have fair skin, like pale skin. Like, I don't know. It's not a very good descriptor, but it's just what our government decided to go with. Like that's the real answer. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Because you can't just say white.
Well, and white is nothing. White doesn't mean anything either.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of a weird, like, they wanted some way to group it together, but it's just, I don't know. It's a little strange. The whole selecting ethnicity on forums is weird. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just from now on I will check the box that says other, and I will put K-pop podcaster.
Yeah.
And that will be my ethnicity.
I now identify my ethnicity as now K-popper. Not
Korean. I'm not Ollie. All right. Fuck that.
Hold on. I'm trying to think the word that we were talking about earlier. Sausage.
Sausage.
So no, but the actual
sausang.
Sausang, yeah. Not a sausang, but
not a sausang,
but a fan.
But a fan.
Yeah.
It's a lot to write in there. They're gonna be like, "Are you fucking kidding me with this?"
Yeah. But hey, my closing comments for this episode, I guess, will be that,
closing.
and I don't think that. Well, I hope that none of our listeners fall into the sausang group. But obviously, this podcast is called "I'll Make a Stay Out of You." Stay being a mega fan of a particular group.
It's the fandom name. I mean,
right.
Yeah.
Well, but what I mean is, like, you could be a mega fan, and I feel like the extent to which a mega fan should be is that you know all the members' names. If you saw them on the street, you would say hi. I like what you do, but don't fucking go beyond that, right?
Yeah.
Don't.
Fair.
Their lives,
fair dinkum,
are theirs, and yours is yours, and that's the only one you should only fucking give a shit about yourself and the people that are around you, like the one your loved ones and whatnot.
Right.
Like,
PSA: if you see a pop star that you like, do not knock them down.
Yeah.
Like,
Please
do not do that.
They will like you infinitely more if the most you say to them is, "Hey, I like what you do. Keep it up."
Yeah, absolutely. And if you really want to get closer to them than that, then you pay extra for the high five line at a concert. That's what you do. Pay $100, you can give them a high five. I honestly, like, I mean, depending on if and when they start touring, and how the pandemic is around the world, I kind of hope they don't do a high five line. I mean, like, sorry, other stays, if that's something that you are really into, I would love to do it too. Just like give them a high five, and I would definitely pay the money for it. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to accidentally get them sick. And I know they could probably have everyone like, you must disinfect your hands before touching the performer, like, and maybe they could enforce that, but like, I don't know. It just seems like taking a risk that they shouldn't take. Like, I'd rather the boys stay healthy than put themselves into any kind of danger. It sucks, right? Because they're performers, and during the pandemic, they haven't been able to tour. So it's just been, they've performed on stages with no audience, just silence.
Right.
Like, that's gotta suck. It's gotta suck.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they miss performing in front of people. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna talk about that a lot more coming up in a few episodes. So yeah, when we get to our first very special episode.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Shout out to Grace. We loved your. It was an email, right?
Yeah.
We loved your.
Not everyone is afraid to email.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, we loved your email.
We loved your email. It was great, and it actually when I read it, it kind of gave me a thought for how we should handle that situation. And typically, like the standard format so far has been, we watch the stuff. We're on a voice call together. We watch the stuff at the same time, and have our laughs and whatnot, and then we come back and do the post analysis recording. What I think we'll do for that particular moment is, Phil and I were talking about this earlier, like before we even got started tonight, is we're definitely going to record everything while we're watching
Right.
it and all of that, so that the reaction that you're hoping for, you will get to hear the actual reaction, not just not my comments afterwards. So hopefully that'll be a really special
We're doing
episode.
it live.
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it live. Like what's that guy's name?
Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly, yeah. The no spin zone. As in, it will be my point and only my point, and shut the fuck up.
All right. Okay.
Anyway. Thank you.
It should be fun.
Thank you for the email, Grace. Give me an idea, or allow us to talk about that and figure out what we're gonna do for that episode to make it.
It's gonna be good. I've already been prepping for it. I've been prepping for like a 1 or 2 weeks now, and we're probably not gonna be recording that for like 4 weeks, maybe. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. So yep, look forward to that. Look forward to more Finding Stray Kids. And then we'll open an album, and then we'll do the 9th season 5, and then we'll get our special episode. So that's our schedule coming up. And we're gonna release our episodes. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, boy. Oh, and if you want to hang out with us, our Discord is now public. So you can. You could join our Discord and like just talk to us, because we're just people, you know.
You're gonna have to make chatty rooms and markers for people who join for that reason. Yeah, but you can give it up.
Yeah, that's true. I can set all that stuff up. We actually have a vanity URL now for our Discord. So if you use Discord, you can join us at discord.gg/inconceivable. Spelled exactly how it is normally spelled.
Inconceivable.
Yeah.
INCONCEIVABLE.
Right.
There you go. Inconceivable.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure that you actually put the roles in before we put out the episode. But I'll probably put this episode out on Thursday. So see you Thursday, everybody.
I everything that I do is like reactionary. So if a lot of people start joining specifically for the podcast, like they can just fucking, like I'll figure all that out later. I'm not going to do a bunch of work for it to not matter.
You're going to do it now.
Oh, okay.
Now. All right. Anyway, bye everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
I don't know if you know, but I'm quoting Shaun of the Dead when I do that.
When you go bye.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I should rewatch Shaun of the Dead.
It's like,
I don't know that.
it's so insignificant because it's like, it's not even a main character. It's like somebody leaving a voicemail on someone else's phone, and and the way that she ends the call is like, bye, 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 bye.
I feel like the way that I do it is actually a reference to a movie as well, which is Super Troopers. When they get in the fight and then they have to separate, and then one of them goes bye-bye.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Anyway, this is all staying in. Bye-bye, everybody. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye. Bye.